right into it, talking about some MLB baseball.
Yeah.
Kind of an interesting time right now. I mean, of course, there's a lot of good games going on right now, a lot of good matchups, a lot of great teams playing. It's been a fun season, a lot of wins, a lot of hits, but kind of got to go a little bit more serious now over there in Baltimore, Maryland, of course, all the riots going on and all the just tough times between police officers and the local citizens there, especially the African-American community. And then comes in baseball, of course. Baltimore Orioles had to cancel a few games, but, they need to play. The season must go on. They ended up playing in an empty stadium yesterday, completely empty, kind of crazy. There's some press in there, of course, but the game ran on as usual, 7th inning, stretch, all that stuff. The announcer was, doing this commentary. Everything ran as usual. Yeah. I guess there were no, peanut and popcorn people selling that hot beer, or cold beer, hot wings, all that kind of stuff. But very interesting time going on right now.
It's a war zone over there right now. It's insane. But so I was watching some of that game yesterday, and it just, first of all, I just think, it's such a novelty. Like I've never seen that before in my life. Like a completely empty stadium, and it was just so weird. Like Chris Davis of Baltimore at one point just tossed the ball in the stands, like just messing around. I guess making light of the situation, having fun with it or whatnot. But it was just crazy. And you see it like out in like right field. There are like hundreds of fans just like peeking in, just trying to watch this game and see what's going on. But it was just there they are right there. Yeah, it was just looking so crazy, So it was just a weird thing to witness.
It's interesting because we had the whole on our clubhouse session we did with AJ Lawrence. We talked about the Chris Rock did this interesting kind of not a stand-up, but it's a just routine, this kind of editorial, if you will, on blacks in baseball and how the African American population is kind of just they're not watching baseball right now. St. Louis, very highly populated with African Americans. 90% of their fans are white that attend the games. And it's an interesting contrast because you have this kind of African-American community against the police officers, or, that whole conflict going on. It's been going on all over the country with Ferguson, and this last year has been really rough with that, kind of sad. And you have this baseball game that, of course, no one could go into. Yeah. Very Caucasian fan base, going there. So it's a very turbulent time right now in Baltimore. And for baseball, it's, it's obviously worse for Baltimore right now. Not baseball is doing okay, but it's just kind of interesting to see that contrast, especially with the Chris Rock talk last week.
Yeah, and I think it definitely sends a message. when you look at the stadium, maybe it was, unintentional, the message being sent, but it was sent nonetheless. Just you look at the empty stadium, you look at like what this has caused and how crazy it is that, something like this would even happen. No fans in the stands, but you look at players like we talked about the Chris Rock and Andrew McCutchen, MVP a couple years ago, black athlete, tremendous athlete, great player. Why isn't he getting a push?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Why isn't he like getting like pumped out there? He's a perfect ambassador. I think he's a great player. He's a stand-up guy. Why not?
It just kind of stacks. It just seems like, I don't know if baseball could have done anything to help the situation, but it feels like they could have done something for the fans, like show them the game. I feel like sports brings people together, kind of calms people down. Well, for the most part, unless it's like people getting rowdy, but I feel like maybe more could have been done. But anyway, it was interesting. First time in MLB history that's actually happened. So.